Love bombing. When affection has an agenda. Manipulation Series, Episode 5. Love should feel steady, safe, and genuine. But sometimes what looks like love at first feels more like fireworks. Fast, overwhelming, and almost too good to be true. That's love bombing. When someone floods you with praise, gifts, attention, or affection, not because they truly see you, but because they want to secure your loyalty, your trust, or your dependence quickly. At first, it feels intoxicating, but later it often flips into control, withdrawal, or even criticism. What love bombing looks like. Love bombing can happen in romantic relationships, friendships, even in workplaces. It's not always obvious because it comes wrapped in what looks like kindness. Some signs include intense praise early on. They tell you you're perfect, the best thing that's ever happened to them, even when they barely know you. Fast moving commitment. They push for big steps quickly, exclusivity, moving in, or constant communication. Over the top gestures, excessive gifts, flattery, or public displays of affection. Need for access. They want your time, your attention, your energy, all of it, right away. None of these things are bad in themselves. The red flag is the speed and intensity. Real love doesn't sprint, it builds. The hidden cost of love bombing. First, being love bombed can feel like a dream, but later, the dream shifts. Here's how it often plays out. The high phase. You feel adored, chosen, special. The shift. Once you're attached, their intensity cools, or worse, flips into criticism, withdrawal, or manipulation. The confusion. You're left chasing the original high, wondering, what did I do wrong? How do I get back to the way it was? That's the trap. The affection wasn't about you. It was about pulling you in. Why it works. Love bombing works because it disarms your natural caution. It makes you feel safe and cherished before you've had time to really assess the relationship. For sensitive, giving people, this is especially powerful. You want to believe in the best of others. You crave connection, and it feels amazing to be seen, valued, and wanted until you realize it wasn't about seeing you, but securing you. How to respond. If you sense you're being love bombed, here are some gentle ways to stay grounded. Slow the pace. You don't have to reject affection, but you can set a boundary. I appreciate your kindness, but let's slow this down so I can feel safe too. Check for consistency. Anyone can perform affection in the beginning. Watch what happens when things don't go their way. Do they stay respectful or do they turn cold? Remind yourself, real love doesn't need a performance. Genuine affection doesn't rush or overwhelm. It grows steadily and makes space for both people to feel safe. Stay anchored in your needs. It's okay to want time, space, or slower steps. Anyone who respects you will also respect your pace. The empowering shift. Love bombing can make you feel like you're losing control, swept up in someone else's intensity. But here's your reminder. You get to decide the speed of your relationships. If affection feels overwhelming instead of comforting, listen to that. Real love makes room for your boundaries. Real love lets you breathe. Real love doesn't need to dazzle you. It needs to meet you. So the next time someone showers you with overwhelming attention, remember, this feels good, but I need to see if it lasts. I deserve consistency, not just intensity. But the truth is, love isn't about how brightly it starts. It's about how steadily it grows. In the next episode of this series, we'll explore triangulation, when they pull a third person into the dynamic, and how it keeps you off balance. If this reflection brought you a moment of peace or insight, please consider liking the video and subscribing to Purely Voiced. Your support helps this space grow and reach more hearts that need it.